Gianeva Harj agus fáilte arás go Páirc Luas ardmhaithe don Cluiche Cullyhanna sa chríomh ardmhaithe idir Sarsfields agus Niamh Padra Cullyhanna. Welcome back to this Teamet Armagh Senior Football Championship quarter-final between St Pat's Cullyhanna and Sarsfields. The score at half-time is Cullyhanna 2-3, Sarsfields 5 points, and we have a change on the Sarsfields team to start the second half now.
Yes, Declan Breen's come into the side now. We think from Mark Reynolds, who hurt himself in the first half. We'll just have to confirm that. They've started well here, they've won the throw-in, and they need scores quick, but that's a bad kick.
Ball kicked down, I think, there towards Colin Stevenson, but he had very little opportunity to get the ball. Gary McCooey will take the sideline deep in his own defensive third of the pitch. Gary McCooey, he's kicked the ball. That's to Stephen Reid. Stephen had to catch that drop, and he's held on to it for a while. What's the referee? And the referee's giving a free. Probably a wee bit harsh now. That, referees, whenever they see a player in trouble like that, they're obviously quite keen to to give a decision one way or the other.
The defender can't do much, but in that situation it's always going to be a free, or the ref's always going to give it, whether rightly or wrongly. So a chance to cut the deficit here.
It's Sarsfields free here. You'd have thought this was a very scoreable opportunity, though. Of course, Sarsfields' biggest problem, really more than the 4-point deficit, is the fact that they're facing into a breeze in the second half. That's kicked and that's gone over the bar. And Johnny Reynolds has number 13 for Sarsfields. He's converted the free. And we've gone now from a game where Cullyhanna were 6 points clear and looking fairly comfortable. That deficit has been halved, and there's only 3 points in it now.
Yeah, well, the last 3 scores went to Sarsfields, and they're much needed. They looked to start at that second half. They're much more determined. That's another great catch from Ian McGill. Sarsfields looked a bit sharper here now to start the second half.
Absolutely, there's Colin Stevenson. That ball's been transferred. Again, very difficult to pick out with the other background, but that's a wide. That's a wide, and that's a very poor wide now, isn't it? That was an opportunity. Had that gone over the bar, what a start, what a boost that would have been for Sarsfields early on in the second half to have got the opening 2 points. But you can see Jody Gormley, he's walking along the sideline there, and he looks quite the current Abbey CBS former Antrim manager, former Down coach, and Hogan Cup winner, coach with the Abbey CBS, and he looks a worried man at the minute.
He does. Well, Sarsfields haven't got close to goal too often, but that's 6 wides already for them. Some in very good positions like that, so that would have been a great boost. But
as the ball chipped forward into Liam O'Hare, I know the commentators are always we're always inclined a little bit of useless trivia, but I'm sure Jody Gormley, I'm almost certain that he's the only person ever to manage 2 teams at the one time playing red, yellow and black. So if you ever want, that's perhaps one for the pub quizzes up and down the county in the future. But that ball, more importantly, that ball's been kicked. Excellent punch there from Gary McCooey. Superb stuff from the full back. He's kicked it and McKeever's got it to O'Hare, and O'Hare, Tasker on the ball. Tasker's picked out McConville. Barry McConville with the opportunity, and that is the first point of the second half for Cullyhanna. Barry McConville, an excellent breakaway. That all started with a dangerous Sarsfields ball, a superb punch from Gary McCooey. Kieran McKeever was involved. Tasker found McConville. He found the space over the black spot.
Yeah, McConville's been scoring regularly this season. He even got a goal in there too. He's posted 1, 2, not 3, not 2 all season. He's a good attacking forward. Tasker's foot passing there in the first half wasn't great, but that was great vision there, and shows what Robbie can do when he's on song.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. Perhaps player with a win. Robbie be back on target. Barry McConville's kicked a long one in towards Mal Mackin. Mal's going to be able to retrieve it on the end line. A difficult angle. He's going to have to work it out. But now, he's cutting in towards goal now, Mal Mackin, and that's gone wide. That's wild. It's a free out.
It was harsh. I thought he maybe took a wee shove in the back there, but the referee decided not. Mal busted through again. There are very, very, very slight chance that he could have been through in goal if he had got away there, but goals have been Sarsfields' problem this year. Them 2 in the first half brings their tally, conceded to 21 for the season, and I'm sure that was much of the half-time talk to be sturdier in defence, particularly in the full back line.
Absolutely. I think there was a possibility, I think, that Mal Mackin might have been used in midfield in this second half, but I suppose given that the long ball into Mackin's been paying dividends, he's doing well in full forward. I suppose Jody's Jody's attitude may well be not. That's great. It was almost a great catch out from Sarsfields, but now it's Liam O'Hare. Liam's shown his trademark strength, and he's found young Sean Connell. Sean Connell, he's not long out of some Pat's Armagh. He's had a great effort. Sean Connell, that looks like it's gone over the bar, and that's a fantastic score from Sean Connell, the centre half back. He was a minor last year. He's just he played in the minors and the seniors for Cullyhanna last year. He scored a point there to this afternoon for Cullyhanna, and that is St Patrick's 2-5, Sarsfields 6 points, and a good start. Sarsfields, that we'd mentioned, has now been cancelled out by the Cullyhanna men. Niall,
certainly Sean bust forward in the first half there and maybe gave up a chance to kick a point while in space, but very, very confident kicking that over there. It's all of a sudden the gap's back to 5 points once again.
Absolutely, and I see Steve Malone has got in contact with us on Twitter now.
Yeah, Stephen says, has Cross' performance on Friday made the remaining quarterfinals redundant?
I think maybe that's a tweet that is to be printed out and put on the dressing rooms in Ballymacnabb, the winners of this and Mahary or Cruppen, I would have thought.
I don't think too many will disagree though.
Possibly not. They were 4-5 Crossmaglen before this weekend. I suspect they wouldn't be getting that at the bookmakers anymore. But perhaps Tommy French will be able to tell it. That's Kieran McKeever. He's going down. Kieran McKeever attacking with pace. That's gone to Liam O'Hare. Liam O'Hare has found Robbie Tasker. Tasker towards goal, and Tasker's chipped it. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. What an audacious chip from Robbie Tasker. Any other player in the world would have either tried to find the corner or hit the point. Only Robbie Tasker would have tried the chip there, and the ball's back in. Tasker's got it again, maybe towards goal. He's no Sarsfields, well kicked out, and Sarsfields have just about, they haven't relieved the pressure too much. It's going to be a sideline ball to Cullyhanna over on the stand side of the pitch. But what about Robbie Tasker's chip there now?
Beautiful effort there, very unfortunate, and he's still scoreless for the day, which is a surprise. But Liam O'Hare was the man to pass one, and Liam O'Hare's having a great influence this match in the second half so far.
Absolutely, there was an opportunity there for Kieran McKeever that just went to the left and right as we look at it. And Cullyhanna, after Sarsfield's decent start to the second half, 6 minutes in, Cullyhanna found their feet again in the second half now.
They have, and after Sarsfield started very well, break balls back just like the first half, Cullyhanna started mopping them up once again. That goal probably would have ended the match as a contest, but Sarsfields live on for the time being.
And I see on Twitter here, Ciara McCoy is very proud of brother number 3 co-commentating on Armagh TV. Hashtag proud sister, embarrassed brother. Well, there, great to have you along here, Ciara.
Very embarrassed.
And Stephen Reeves picked that up. Stephen's playing at wing half back tonight, and that's a long ball in and towards Malmac, and that's been flicked on Liam O'Hare. The referee's given a free to Sarsfields. Sarsfields will hope to relieve the pressure. That's full back Paul McGee who kicked that one, and Sarsfields try to build from the fence over on the terrace side of the pitch. It's back inside there. Sarsfields again attacking over on the far side of the pitch. That's a free, possibly a flailing arm there thrown back, but certainly it was a free. There's no doubt the Cullyhanna man did impede the Sarsfields player.
Paul McKeown there was the man that was awarded free. He's dropped further out this half, Paul, by the looks of it. Sarsfields badly need ball around the middle sector. Paul maybe will be tasked with getting his hands on a bit of ball. As I see, Tony Donnelly warms up for Cullyhanna here and looks like he'll be coming into the action.
Absolutely, I'm sure Tony may have been carrying a little bit of a niggle, but I'm sure he'd been disappointed not to be able to start in 15. But I suppose it goes to show it's not a 15-man game anymore now, it's a 20-man game. Is that correct to say?
That's correct to say, and Cross proved that on Friday night. They're an injury list as long as your arm and they still beat Pearce out by 10 points. It's a squad game now if you want to win any sort of honours. It
also looks like Kieran McAlinden is going to be introduced for Sarsfields here, number 17. He's warmed up, he looks like he's coming on as Sarsfields have a free kick. A fair way, it's a difficult angle, it's 45 metres from goal. He probably got to kick this short, I would have thought now.
He looks like he's going for it by the looks of the way he's warming up, but we're going to have the substitutions coming in first here.
So that's number 17, Kieran McAlinden. He's entering the fray for Sarsfields, Derek Thrasna. Just wait to see who's going to be withdrawn here.
And the breeze has picked up significantly again here, Paddy. Just couldn't make football very hard in the second half.
Absolutely, that you would have thought that's the Cullyhanna's advantage, however.
Yeah, swirling wind again now, and people always assume when you're with the wind that it makes it a lot easier, but sometimes in this sort of breeze it's hard to judge even your own kicks, even if you have it behind you. Aidan Hawking, the man coming off.
Aidan Hawking has been withdrawn, and that's a booming kick, and if that goes over it'll be a magnificent effort, and that must be one of the best free kicks that we have seen in the team at Armagh Senior Championship so far this year.
That was from Eamon McGill midfield, I think, kicked that, and that's just judging the ball and judging the win to perfection. That was a fantastic effort. Absolutely fantastic.
We really can't stress enough, folks, what a difficult free kick that was. He was he was over towards the sideline. He was 45 metres from goal, probably 50 metres when you take account of the the angle against the breeze, and he has caught that absolutely perfectly. Midfielder Eamon McGill, and he has kicked the second point of the match.
And it's back to 4 points, Paddy. You know, it's not over yet. Eamon's had a very good start to the second half.
Absolutely not. There's Aidan Nugent. Aidan got 2 goals. He got 2 goals against Cross. He got 2 goals against White Cross. Been quiet so far today. But Byron McComas kicked that in. Mal Mackins. What a game Mal's having in a full forward. And that's Liam O'Hare with the effort. That's dropped short. Darren McAvoy will emerge from goal there. Over on the terrace side, Sarsfields. They look to build.
Well, again, on kickouts, that's 5 in a row for Cullyhanna. They really are dominating around the middle. Something Sarsfields have to address quickly if they are going to get any closer.
And it's Kieran McKeever. Kieran's going to be broken down to that, and Robbie Tasker looks like he's in space. It's Liam O'Hare. Liam's dropped it at the absolutely crucial moment. He gets it back to Kieran McKeever. There was definitely a goal chance there for Cullyhanna, but Kieran McKeever, the wise head, he didn't panic. The goal chance was gone. Kieran knew that. He made the angle for himself, and he's kicked an excellent point there. But was there possibly the winning of the game there? Niall, if that ball had been transferred to Tasker?
It's a good point from McKeever, but that's an awful miss. There's three on Darren McAvoy basically. I don't know where the Sarsfield full back line disappeared to, but Liam, if he had showed a bit better in handling there, he would have fed in Robbie and it would have been a certain goal almost.
Absolutely, as we see the ball's kicked out by Darren McAvoy as the half-time cups of tea float onto the pitch here at the athletic grounds. Again, another indication of the strength of the breeze, and that's Thomas McAleenan with a hand pass for Sarsfields. That's as far as Paul McGaughey looking for space. He's turned back outside. McGaughey, did he throw the ball? No, according to the referee. We're back here. Sarsfields trying here. I think that was Thomas McAleenan again. The kick has gone over the bar, and that was Colin Stevenson. Colin Stevenson with an excellent effort there. And the scoreline now in the athletic grounds is St Patrick's Cullyhanna 2-6. Sarsfields 9 points.
Yeah, very good score there, much needed once again. Sarsfields are playing better in the second half, it has to be said, but they just can't get past that 4 point barrier at the moment.
Again, the wind's swirling around it now. Actually looks like it's, if you look at this flag right in front of us now, it looks like it might be favouring Sarsfields.
It's swirling, it's hard to know where it's going, Paddy. It's changing every couple of minutes here. But you do get the feeling, just the fact that Sarsfields, every time they get a score, Cullyhanna seem to get one back, that they may need a goal.
Get the comments in, folks.
It's 2-6 to Cullyhanna, 8 points Sarsfields at the moment. And the ball's out in the middle, and it's a break ball for Sarsfields.
Heading forward there, that's Paul McGaughey, and he's transferred that back out to full forward. Paul McGill, that ball's dropped short.
To be fair to Sarsfields, they are getting their hands on more ball here, but they need to make it count. They really need it count as Tony Donnelly looks set to come in now in the next minute or two for Cullyhanna.
13, Tony Donnelly with the flame hair. Cullyhanna lead by 4 points here at the athletic grounds. It's St Patrick's 2-6, Sarsfields 8 points, and it's Conor O'Neill will have to kick out here. 18 minutes to go in this championship match.
The win.
And Barry McConville almost going to hold it up as Kieran McKeever again. Kieran McKeever's having an excellent game, isn't he, Niall?
He's getting his hands on so much play, it's ridiculous. But the win does seem to have turned completely.
Serious pressure there, yes. I mean, the Saw Doctors had a song years ago, Niall, were playing against a gale force wind and it changed at half time. And I wonder, is that appropriate here for Cullyhanna? Because they faced the breeze in the first half. It looks like they're facing it now again. As Aidan Nugent won't worry about the breeze just at the moment. He's more concerned with trying to make something of possession. He's been fouled, and this will be an opportunity for Cullyhanna.
It looked a soft enough free to me, Paddy, but it'll be a chance maybe for Robbie to get off that mark here, Robbie Tasker.
Yep, Robbie Tasker looks like he's going to take the Cullyhanna. They have a plethora of free takers over the course of the season, and all the lot of them have had a go. Eugene Casey, of course, big miss for Cullyhanna. He's suspended at the moment. He's been taking frees in fine scoring form again. 2013. Robbie takes some frees. Tony Donnelly's about to be introduced, takes frees, as does Kieran McKeever. Robbie Tasker with the effort here, and he has put that one over the bar. He judged it to perfection. It caught the breeze, I thought, a slight bit, but it snuck over the bar, and that's an excellent free kick given the conditions. And St Patrick's Cullyhanna lead by 2 goals and 7 points to Sarsfields 8 points. We have 13 minutes played in the senior championship quarter final. Don't forget, folks, 3:45 we have Mahary against Carrickcruppen. This looks like it's going to be this could be a tight affair here in the second half. Sarsfield's probably slightly improved, the better team in the second half.
Improved, but every time they get a score, Cullyhanna seem to go up and get one replay. They just can't seem to get past that 4 point barrier, as I mentioned. They haven't been closer than that in the second half, but they are on the attack here again.
Long ball aimed down. Kieran McCooey got a hand to that, but well done by Sarsfields there. And that ball's been this past Barry McConville with a crucial interception there. Sean Connell got a point earlier in the second half. He's now advancing again. He's crossed his own 65-metre line. He's headed over. I think that's to Gareth Mackin. Gareth Mackin plays a long ball down towards the brother Malachy. Malachy has it. He's a fair distance from goal at the minute. He's over on the sideline. He looks to try and get past the defender. It's over in the corner. I think that's Tasker. Tasker's kicked it over to Barry McConville. Barry hasn't. The ball hasn't gone to hand. It now has. That's Kieran McCooey. And it's with Aidan Nugent. Nugent's had the effort. I don't think that's going to have the legs. No, it's tailed off and that's gone to the left and harmlessly wide.
Cullyhanna's second and a half there. We message in from Rory Loughlin here. Paddy says laying up in the house watching the match. Why Armagh TV? Sarsfields by 2 points.
So that's a confident prediction from Rory at this stage.
Optimistic, to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, Sarsfields haven't been ahead yet, but of course doesn't. They scored 44 minutes, doesn't matter. It's a score when the referee, Kevin Murphy, blows his final whistle. That's the only one that cares about. And that ball's gone up on the break ball. Cullyhanna much improved in terms of winning break ball, though they didn't get their hands on this one. Gary McCooey putting the man under pressure. That's an excellent ball. I think that's Colin Stevenson, is it? Colin Stevenson with the effort. That'll be a hell of an effort because he was under huge pressure, but the ball's tailed off wide.
He's a bit unfortunate. There was a very slight push in there as he took the ball. The ref gave the benefit to the defender, but he kicks the wide.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of those, Niall, where I know the player had an opportunity of taking a shot, but really you could argue that perhaps one of those where the referee could go back and award the free to Sarsfields.
Could. Probably just wasn't as obvious push as that, but cornerback need to be a bit more careful there if you're giving away a stupid freeze.
Absolutely. Conor O'Neill to kick the ball out for Cullyhanna here.
Even the kick outs in this weather are very, very difficult.
Absolutely, but Conor's coped admirably. A lot of.
He has.
You can see the difference. You know, when the Sarsfields goalkeeper was kicking it out from that end, he was managing to get 70 or 80 metres. The wind's definitely different, and I think that's Gareth Mackins was blown for over carrying there. So Sarsfields have they have a free kick in around midfield towards the sideline.
Just another point there. Barry McConville picked up another break ball there. Barry's been defending very well in the second half, and he's having a much bigger influence on the match as this went on. Absolutely,
Barry's having his best season now for a number of years, but that's an excellent effort from a long way out, but just gone wide. And Sarsfields need to start scoring now. They're 5 points down. There's 13 and a half minutes normal time left in the second half, and they need to get a wee bit closer to Cullyhanna at this stage or to get a goal.
9 wides in 3/4 of a match. This isn't good enough in championship football.
And here comes Tony Donnelly. Tony Donnelly's entered the fray. We wait till it's Aidan Nugent's been withdrawn. Things didn't quite happen for Aidan today. He got the 2 goals. He was the main man against Whitecross. He got the 2 goals. But things sometimes for corner forward. He's playing quite a withdrawn role today.
It's not Aidan actually.
Oh no, it's not. I think Aidan thought his number was up, but it's not. He's had a reprieve, and it's Gareth Mackin who's been withdrawn. Gareth scored 1-1 in the first half. Maybe a little quieter in the second half, and that's a great catch from Sarsfields in the middle of the pitch. And the ball's been kicked forward from Lavery. You would have thought that it seemed to be a free after the fact. That's number 50. I think Collins. And the ball's been kicked over, and that is an absolutely fantastic point. What a score from Paul McGaughy. He was on the wrong side of the pitch. He was close to the side. He hit it with the outside of the foot, and that's been 2 absolutely magnificent points in the second half from the Lockshore man. Niall.
Indeed, and credit to Emma McGeown again. He's having a great second half here, and he took another fabulous clean catch there. Probably should have had a free, but the ball went forward, and that's a super score for Sarsfields.
And I'll tell you what, anybody who thought that Sarsfields were in trouble at half time, the game might peter out. They've certainly a yellow card there, by the way. I think that was Gary McCooey, who was noted by the referee for an infringement. Not quite sure what that was for, but Gary McCooey there is on is into the book, and there's a ball out. It's broken down. Sarsfields again. Sarsfields are starting to dominate a little midfield. That's great work from the full forward Paul McGeown, and that's a free kick in. And Sarsfields are very much getting into this game. And that's another free. Yes, that's another free won by Paul McGaughy. And here is the opportunity with 12 minutes to go in the athletic grounds in Armagh. Sarsfields can get back within 3 points.
Yeah. Paul McGeown coming forward to kick hopefully his 4th point, which would make it a very interesting contest. Or just over 10 minutes still to go.
Absolutely, and again, I mean, I just cannot work out what is going on with this breeze. Every time we look at the flags, they seem to be going in a different direction, but Paul McGeown doesn't have to worry about that. He's kicked the ball over the bar. And these are testing times for Cullyhanna because Sarsfields are on the march. There are 11 minutes to go in the match. It's 2-7 to St Patrick's. And it's 10 points to Sarsfields.
A wee message in from Ryan McCabe. It says, watching the senior championship as if it was on Sky Sports. Great job, Armagh TV.
Good kick out there from Conor O'Neill. And Kieran McKeever almost caught it, and he couldn't go to. McKeever goes down. I don't think there was a foul, but as Pierce Casey it looked like he was fouled, yes, and the referee agrees. Pierce Casey more quiet in the second half, superb in the first, and a bit more quiet in the second. Cullyhanna haven't had the stranglehold in midfield. That's a very short pass, probably too short from Kieran McKeever, but it's a thing that referees rarely blow. Great ball from McKeever, that's as far as Tasker. On rushing Sean Collins, but that's gone loose. That's gone loose, and Aidan Nugent goes out and trying to tackle on Aidan Hochan. Hochan now, it's as far as Paul McGowan. And Sarsfields are building here, and with 10 minutes to go on the athletic grounds, the momentum is with the men from Derry Trasna, and it's still Paul McGowan. It looks like he's been fouled there. No, the referee hasn't given it. There's some tackles in. It's gone to Cullyhanna. The Sarsfields supporters are up in arms about this. The Cullyhanna, and it looked like there that there was an attempt by Paul McGaughy to block off Kieran McKeever. The referee hasn't asked McKeever to bring the ball forward. The Armagh County captain. Cullyhanna need his experience now, Niall, because these are testing times for the men from Lower Craig.
Sarsfields weren't happy about that decision, but it's great tackling from Kieran McKeever.
Over to Barry McConville. Barry McConville down the line, down the stand side. Barry breaks forward. He's soloed. He's hit the long ball. He's headed towards Mackin. Can Mackin get a hold of it? Mackin's broke it. Tasker has it. Tasker. Oh, looked like he was fouled. The referee hasn't given it. Tasker under pressure. And I think he had given the free. Tasker was pushed at that stage, and that'll be a free in. And Cullyhanna needed that attack. They need this score now.
They need that. I don't know how Robbie actually held on to that ball when he was fouled there. This is quite amazing, but he'll have a simple chance here to get a second free of the match.
Absolutely. Well, I must admit now that having watched Robbie for a lot of his career, the conclusion that I've reached is that Robbie is capable of doing a lot of things that most mere mortals can't.
He is. He's top scorer for Cullyhanna, or the highest individual tally, 11 points against Shane O'Neill. So I think he got 6 from play that day. His radar just hasn't been on completely today. He's kicked a good few balls away, but that's his second free of the match now.
Absolutely, he's tapped that one over the bar.
And we're back to 4-point margins back once again.
Absolutely, it's St Patrick's 2-8. Sarsfields 10 points with 9 minutes to go here at the athletic grounds. That ball kicked Pierce Casey. Pierce Casey's won that in midfield. He's got a man behind him. He looked like he got his shoulder to the back. The referee agrees that'll be a free kick. The ball Sarsfields sort of kicked that away, but is the referee going to bring it forward? He is. That piece of the scent, Pierce Casey's going to take this. No, it's been transferred to Kieran McKeever. And really, Kieran McKeever, again, as you mentioned against Whitecross, the last 15 minutes, Niall, he was excellent. And again, he's coming to the fore here when St. Pat's needed most. He's played the ball to Barry McConville. Barry McConville's transferred to Aidan Nugent. Aidan Nugent looks like he's going to have a shot. Aidan's had a shot, and that has gone over the bar. It's gone over the bar, and that's an absolutely crucial couple of points there. Kieran McKeever found Barry McConville. Barry McConville is having an excellent game at midfield. He's been in super form all year. Perhaps, I know he was very, very disappointed against Whitecross with his own performance. He felt he hadn't done himself justice, but he's doing himself justice there today. He's having a superb match, and Aidan Nugent, who's been quiet up to now, has kicked an absolutely superb point, and Cullyhanna will be delayed. They're 5 points clear now.
Yeah, Kieran McKeever and McConville having a big impact. That was an excellent free kick from Kieran to pick out his midfield partner there across the pitch. And it looks like in this second half that Cullyhanna are doing just about enough. With 8 minutes to go, Sarsfields are 5 points down. Are we in the territory now where they really need a goal? It's getting to that stage, Paddy. Yes, they just seem can't get close enough.
And in fact, the last thing they needed was to lose a free kick because they're taking too long over it. Usually that's a tactic by a team who's trying to run down the clock, but in fact the referee has penalised the Sarsfields are behind by 5 points. They've been penalised for taking too long over a free. I suppose often the fellow with the ball in his hand would suggest his teammates weren't making enough runs, but Sarsfields have regained possession now of the free, and we're back to where we were. And they're going forward here. Sarsfield, the ball's been kicked in long towards Colin Stevenson. He hasn't been. Oh, Kieran McCooey got there, but it wasn't a foul. Kieran McCooey, he didn't quite kick that far, but held up. But Stephen Reel has it anyway. Cullyhanna, possession is key. Possession is key now. It's 7 minutes to play here in the athletic grounds. Kieran McKeever he's played the ball over there too. Stephen Reel, but that's gone astray. Tony Donnelly, I think that's Tony's first handling of the ball in the second half. He's just been introduced as substitute number 13, and the ball's over. Oh, that was left far too short for Kieran McCooey, and Sarsfields have the ball now, and they have a free kick about 60 metres from goal. That's pumped in long, but Mickey Murray got a hand to it, but very well done by Sarsfields. But I know possibly a free there, possibly it could have been a free there, but a bad kick from Cullyhanna, and this will be Sarsfields Sarsfields, number 4 Kieran Kerr, on that side as far as Colin Stevenson, I think it is. Colin Stevenson, the pass hasn't landed, and the nerves are becoming a part of this game now with 6 minutes to go in the athletic grounds, aren't they?
5 turnovers in the last 40 or 50 seconds now. It's very sloppy at the moment.
Absolutely, and here we go, that ball's kicked in. Sarsfields with the opportunity. Paddy McCreek doing his best, but that's nowhere. That's absolutely super point from Thomas McAlinden. What a score that is, and that keeps the Lochshoremen very much in touch. St Patrick's 2-9, 15 points. Sarsfields 11 points, 4 points in it. 5.5 minutes ago at the athletic grounds. This game is building up to a crescendo here, and you certainly couldn't count Sarsfields out at this stage.
You couldn't, but they haven't had a sniff of a goal all day, and I can't see them kicking 5 points in the last few minutes. They really need one of those high balls to go in. I see Paul McJones moved into the edge of the square again, so we can expect a few more to go in.
Absolutely, and don't forget, folks, 3:45 of the match between Mahary and Carcroppen here on Cullyhanna TV. Tony Donnelly has the ball. He's won a couple of balls in around midfield. Last play possibly was Aidan Nugent fouled. No, the referee says no. Nugent has it. He's 45 metres from goal. He's out near the sideline. Nugent comes in. He kicks the ball in. He kicks it towards Tasker. Oh, he just couldn't. The ball just went astray another inch, and that would have been perfectly on Robbie's chest. Robbie looks a little frustrated there. But the ball's gone out of Sarsfield. Sarsfield's now look to attack. Is the referee content to let the ball? Yeah, he is. Can't let that player's ball be kicked up towards Paddy McCreek for Cullyhanna. That ball's going to go harmlessly out for a sideline with 5 minutes to play here. Liam O'Hara with the ball right in front of us in the commentary box on the stand side. He's passed it to captain Paddy McCreek. Paddy McCreek's back to O'Hara. O'Hara holding the ball, playing possession football, and possession football is what Cullyhanna need to do now. Niall, would you agree? Barry McConville almost lost it. Is the referee going to ping him? It's been lost by the Sarsfields now, and they're struggling to get it up. But that's number 9, Ewan McGowan. And here's an effort. Oh, that's been mishit, but it's not gone yet. Gary McCooey comes out, a mountain of a man. He's risen up there. He rose up like a mountain and he got the ball out, but it's still Sarsfields builder in the corner here. They need the scores. That's an effort. I don't think it's going to go over, but it's going to drop. It drops dangerously back across the goal. It's flashed wide. Flashed wide. It could have been. Oh, there was an opportunity for a goal and they wanted at least a point. They're in there remonstrating with the umpires. I think perhaps they want a 45 now.
I'm not sure he's claiming a 45 or a point. A bit of Hawkeye needed there, but it was an awful bad miss.
Well, I certainly don't think there was a point. I think it was one of those where he screwed the ball. The ball came off his foot wrong, and he just mishit it there. But that was an opportunity. Now you commented there a couple of minutes ago. Sarsfields hadn't really created goal opportunities. Is that the one that they'll rue? And up to Kieran McKeever has the ball. But it's blocked. And it's a free kick. McKeever was fouled in his attempt to win the ball. And really, yet again, when it comes to the championship football, the final 15 minutes, Kieran McKeever's a championship man. He's been fantastic here for Cullyhanna in late stages. That ball, beat it down to Malmackin to Barry to Tony Donnelly. Can Tony Donnelly mark his introduction with a point? He's kicked it. And it's gone over the bar. Tony Donnelly tipped it over the bar. A fantastic point there. Kieran McKeever won the ball in midfield. It found Mackin and went as far as Donnelly, and that's a crucial point. And with 3 minutes to go here in the athletic grounds, it's St Patrick's Cullyhanna 2-10. It's Sarsfields 11 points, and have Cullyhanna finally put the Sarsfields man to the sword here now, McCoy.
That was a super team score there. McKeever, great ball into Malmackin. He fed Barry McConville.
And McKeever, but he's dropped it. But it's that man, Barry McConville. Barry McConville's won the break ball, and he's given it back to Kieran McKeever. Those two midfielders have Cullyhanna been fantastic in latter stages. And that ball has gone over the bar, and Kieran McKeever, I don't want to comment too soon, but unless something unbelievable happens in the final stages here in the athletic grounds, that should be it. It's Cullyhanna 2-11, it's Sarsfields 11 points, and it looks like the Cullyhanna men have done enough. Like Jody Gormley's troops will be joining us for that semi-final draw, which will take place here live on Armagh TV after the Mahary Carcroppen match. As Darren McAvoy, the Sarsfields won't give up hope just yet. Barry, and it's out Stephen Reel. Stephen Reel has it for Cullyhanna. Cullyhanna are on top now in the last couple of minutes. It looks like they may well have weathered the storm, and they're heading towards the semi-final of the championship. I think that'll be their 6th semi-final. They were there last year. They didn't give their true form against Pearse Oaks. They'll hope to do better next year if they can play this out. Tony Donnelly's found Tasker. It's that man. Tasker's fired it over. There's 7 points between the teams now, and I think that's going to be enough to see Cullyhanna through now.
That's it. It's done now. Cullyhanna will be joined by McNabb and Cross in the last 4. Ended up at the moment of 12 break balls in the second half alone. After first 15 minutes when it was fairly even around the middle, they've just dominated the last stages here around the middle. Kieran McKeever especially and Barry McConville, the duo have really pushed them on.
Absolutely. And it looks, Niall, if we remember back to the White Cross game, Cullyhanna are a team that are developing a decent habit of finishing the game strongly. And what a catch that is in the middle of the field by Pierce Casey. Absolutely superb stuff. Stephen Reeves played it forward to Mal Mackin. There's a minute to go here in the athletic grounds. That ball's gone out over the sideline. Sarsfields will try to rebuild. They're 7 points down with a minute to go. You doubt that they can get back into this match. It looks like Cullyhanna have done enough. Sarsfields won't give up. That ball's been kicked over. They're trying to build attack. There's the foul. I suppose the thing that Joe Barry hates the most when it comes to the tackles when a team's leading towards the end, but you can understand why players do it in those sorts of positions, Niall.
That has to be done. Joe can never be happy, so.
Oh, that's Tony Donnelly. He's going to pick up. He's had a very interesting few minutes. Been introduced. He's won a few balls in midfield. He's kicked the point. He's now got a yellow card. He'll not worry tuppence about that yellow card when it comes. If Cullyhanna can hang on here, looks like Niall McShane, number 10, is going to be introduced. And over on the terrace side, and that's the sideline ball is gone to Cullyhanna. Sideline ball is gone to Cullyhanna with 15 seconds of normal time to play here in the athletic ground. So Niall McShane ready's here. Jody Gormley looks to bring on Niall McShane. And this will of course, if Cullyhanna can hold on here, this will be equaling Niall their best ever championship performance. They've made a lot of semi-finals. They've made 2010, 2012, 2013, 98. They made 3 in the 80s, but they've never quite reached that county final. Could this be the year for the men from St Patrick's, Niall?
Well, obviously it depends a lot on the draw. To get Crossmaglen, Cullyhanna are a team that always get Crossmaglen a game, and you just never know. If to get Ballymcnabb or Macri Carrick Cruppen, they'll not go in with too much fear either. But a lot of a
what a catch there from Tony Donnelly, and what an introduction he's had. What an excellent substitution there, and that's going to buy. No, I think the referee's given it free. Sarsfields look to build. We've played 30 seconds of injury time here in the athletic. I'm not quite sure what the referee has signalled. We're waiting that possibly. Sarsfields attack down the terrace side. That's a long ball, but I think that's going to come to Stephen Reid. Stephen Reid's an excellent game, hasn't he, Niall Mackay?
Well, they played into his hands a lot too, Paddy. The ball coming out from the half-back line, Sarsfields off and kicked right into his hands. So.
Robbie Tasker hasn't been able to keep that in. He's claiming that, but I don't think he managed that. That ball's been kicked out. Now Sarsfields, they're in the last chance saloon at this stage. Number 12, Thomas McAlinden attacks. Thomas scored a fantastic point there a few minutes ago, but unfortunately, Sarsfields couldn't build it. Darren Breen here. Darren Breen kicks it long. He's kicking it down. Gary McHugh, he's been comfortable. Oh, the ball's broken. Here's a chance for Sarsfields. The ball's in the back of the net. And the ball is in the back of the net. And perhaps Niall Mackay, we have spoken too soon because we have played 1.5 minutes of injury time here. And the score is St Patrick's 2-12, Sarsfields 1-11. And it's not over yet.
I think it was Paul McGowan to finish it very coolly. Finished it. I think it is over at this stage, Paddy. I think time will just beat Sarsfields here.
Paul McGowan, I think that's 1-3. He scored. He had 3 points in the first half. He's now got the goal.
1-4 he actually has
1-4. He's had a great game for Sarsfields. Of course, that'll mean absolutely nothing to him if they can't manage something heroic in the last couple of minutes of injury time.
Robbie Tasker perhaps going to the referee's book here. He seemed to flick the boot out when Sarsfields were breaking there, so maybe he's just going to pick up a yellow card for that.
Robbie, consultation here with the referee. Robbie, of course, an absolutely crucial player for Cullyhanna, and that's a yellow card. And I think there'll be 1 or 2 very deep sighs of relief amongst the Cullyhanna faithful of the colour of that card now.
Yeah. Just a bit of petulance, nothing more.
Conor O'Neill kicks it out. Ball's gone, and that's an absolutely fantastic catch again there by the full forward. That's Paul McGill. And he's him himself and Kieran McKeever are
this is stupid from Cullyhanna. They should not be getting involved with this.
There's no call here. Sarsfields look to break. I think all this will do will make the referee more likely to play a little more time. Cullyhanna looks like Barry. I think it's Kieran McKeever's going to pick up a yellow card here, I would have thought.
A couple of Sarsfield men lucky they're not going in the book as well. Stupid stuff at the end of the match.
It is, yes, but I suppose the referee takes the view that it's in Cullyhanna's interest to slow the game down and perhaps blames Kieran McKeever for the incident. He's picked up a yellow card too. Cullyhanna's crucial players have picked up yellow cards over the last couple of minutes. The crowd's still here. You often see, when a team's winning by a few points, you often see people start to leave the athletic grounds, but nobody seems to be doing that yet. I wonder, is there a sting in the tail as the ball's kicked in long by Thomas McAlinden and it's dropped? No, it's kept, and that's that man Stephen Reel again. And he's
stupid. He has to be calmed down.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a petulant stuff there from Stephen. He was fouled. And that's it, and it's over. And it's over here in the team at Armagh Senior Championship quarter final. And it's St Patrick's Cullyhanna who advanced. The final score was Cullyhanna 2-11, Sarsfields 1-10. And 4-point victory for Cullyhanna, and that is they'll be absolute delight amongst the lower Creggan men. Sarsfields just now, they could never get closer to, I don't think they got within 3 points really at any stage in the second half. They could never get close enough to
possibly once in the second half, and Cullyhanna crucially kicked the next score after Sarsfields had coughed up the session. Kieran McKeever turned them over in the half back line. But I think a fair result in the end. Cullyhanna were much stronger in the middle. They weathered the storm in the second half, and a lot to improve on. Jody Gormley, distribution coming out of defence could be improved a lot, but they're in the semi-final draw, and they'll obviously have an eye on going one step further this year, possibly two.
Absolutely, and Kieran McKeever and Barry McConville had a great game in midfield there for Cullyhanna.
Great game, but the 2 goals in the first half from the Mackin brothers really settled the contest. 2 very good finishes, and Malky showed great instinct to flick it to the net, and Yard finished very well high in the net. Sarsfields were always chasing after that, and they just couldn't get close. Even in the final stages when they got to goal, it never really looked like it was going to be enough to set up a grandstand finish.
Absolutely, so we're 3/4 of the way through the Epic Championship quarter-final weekend on Armagh TV. We've had Crossmaglen have gone through, we've had Ballymacnab through, St Patrick's Cullyhanna through, and we've one more place to fill in that semi-final draw, which will take place at around 4:15 this evening. The one place it'll be either Mahary or Carrickcruppen. They'll be live at 3:45, folks, and we hope you stay with us for that match. We'll be taking a break now very soon, but just looking forward to that game. Niall, what would your views be on that?
Well, just speaking of sources inside Carrickcruppen, they are very confident of getting a result today. They go in as big outsiders. They're near 2-1 in some bookmakers, but they are extremely confident. Very big side, very strong side. They hope if they can finish with 15 men that they could get the job done. Mahary have been under Sean McCabe. They're fighting well, but have been riddled with injuries, and they've named a 15. It'll be interesting to see how many of that 15 actually take to the field. I know David Lavery, there's doubts over him, but he'll be a big miss if he's not able to play. But should be possibly the tightest match of the 4 this weekend.
And I know, Niall, you have to head off, so you won't be able to stay with us now for the Mahary Carrickcruppen match. So I'll put you on the spot here and ask you to put your head in the block and give us a prediction for the 4th quarter final.
I'm going to stick with the Mahary men for this one, Paddy.
Absolutely, folks. Now we'll be back at 3:45 for the game between Mahary and Carrickcruppen. We hope you join us again for that. We hope you enjoyed this game here as St Patrick's Cullyhanna have made their way through to the semi-finals of the Armagh Championship. One place left. Will it be Mahary? Will it be Carrickcruppen? You'll find out at 3:45 live on Armagh TV. Slán go fóill.